Reacher slowly continues to stab his fingernails into Wolfman's neck. Reacher's blood is still dripping from Wolfman's neck all the way down to his shirt that was once wet with sweat, which is now covered with sweat and blood. I wish that was your blood dripping down right now. I really, really do. I'm not afraid to rip your throat out. I can do it just as quick as a blink of an eye. I can go deep, deep, deep through your neck right now and just pull out your air pipe, vocal cords, and etc. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking I'm one of those guys who are too chickish to do it because of that bullshit with the law, morals, and all that pushy shit. Thinking big bad wolves like you are the only sick fucks in the world. Well, I got news for you, Wolfman. There are wolves in this world who prefer to protect the sheep instead of just preying on them. And they don't go around whimping and crying away like those so-called guard dogs these days in this country that's run by pussies. Oh no. They are the real true wolves in the woods. The lone wolves. And you know what? I'm one of them. And you know what they say about fighting fire with fire or send a maniac to catch a maniac? Well, there's another saying. Sometimes it takes a wolf to catch a wolf. And now he got me a wolf, and I'm ready to rip his throat out. You still think I won't do it? Look at me. I'm not a cop. Well, not anymore at least. I'm just a drifter. I'm nobody now. I got nothing to lose. If you were smart, that would scare you. I was once part of the law, and now I'm not. Which means I'm carefree. Meaning I can get away with anything I want. I don't give a shit. Which means this. The law has limits. I don't. Reacher continues to crush Wolfman's neck. Wolfman's face begins to turn blue. Suddenly, Reacher slowly grows a grin on his face. And suddenly, still with his one-arm grip on Wolfman, Reacher picks Wolfman away from the dent in the wall, rises him over his head, and with all of his strength and force, choke slams him down to the floor. The powerful impact leaves another gigantic dent on the floor. Wolfman is on his back, unconscious. Reacher looks up and sees Red Riding Hood still near the door in fear. It's okay. It's okay, little darling. It's okay. I'm the good guy. I'm the good guy who just took care of the bad guy. It's over. Reacher walks over Wolfman's body like a dead rat in an alleyway and comforts Red Riding Hood. Police cars swarm the outside of the bar like army ants with blue and red lights on top of their heads. It is the entire Arizona State Police Force. One police cruiser is the last one to arrive. The door on the passenger side opens. Coming outside the passenger side of the car is a casual dressed woman wearing a black coat looking around frantically.
My daughter! Where's my daughter? Where is she? Oh God, where's my daughter?
The casual dressed woman turns to the entrance of the bar and sees none other than Jack Reacher carrying Red Riding Hood out of the bar with Amber and the bartender following after him. The woman is overwhelmed with tears of happiness and relief when she sees Red Riding Hood. Red Riding Hood is overwhelmed to see the woman too. Reacher gently sets Red Riding Hood on her feet to run to her mother. And the mother runs towards her and they hug each other real tightly. Reacher just stands tall and proud as he watches the emotional mother and daughter reunion. Suddenly, Reacher scopes out someone coming out of the driver's seat of the cruiser that Red Riding Hood's mother came out of. She is another blonde woman wearing blue jeans, a plain white t-shirt, and a leather tan jacket with a badge pinned on it that read, Arizona State Police Captain. She is now in front of Reacher, whom is overwhelmed by her presence for some reason. She begins to speak with a southern accent.
I'm Captain Sidney Hunter of the Arizona State Police. What? You can't stand the fact to see a woman as the head of the police department?
Oh no, it's not that. It's the fact that I once knew a woman who was the head of the police department once. And it didn't end so well between us, if you know what I mean.
You're the one who called it in?
Bartender speaks up. No, ma'am, I am. Reacher tries to introduce himself to Captain Hunter, but she cuts him off.
No need to explain. I know who you are.
Captain Hunter turns to both the bartender and Amber and tells them to leave.
You two. I come in with him alone, please?
Amber and the bartender walk off, but not so far. Captain Hunter turns back to Reacher.
Jack Reacher. Military police. Now retired. I heard your name from a cold case when I used to work as a deputy back down in Murgrave, Georgia. Captain Roscoe talked about you all the time.
Captain Roscoe?
That's right.
I'll be damned.
She also told me that you have a knack for bad luck and getting into trouble.
She ought to know. So how long have you been looking for this guy?
Actually, he was on our top 10 most wanted list. He kidnapped 2 girls, aged 12 and 13, raped them and left them on the road naked to be found. His name is Richard Dilko.
And the girl?
Her name is Stacy Bolton. She was on her way to school to catch the bus, but she never made it. The mother, along with the police, has been searching for her for a week now. So how'd you get mixed up in this one? I asked because I know all of Captain Roscoe's stories.
Just getting a drink of water at this bar, saw the big bad wolf with the little Red Riding Hood. Got a close look at the strange activity going on, and I just reacted.
How were you sure they were the right ones to react to?
I guess Captain Roscoe wasn't very specific to you about how I used to handle my work.
School me. It will be an honor to finally hear from your mouth instead of hers for a change.
Well, a guy who walks in a bar who continuously sweats rapidly is caused by an addictive part of the brain which leads to uncontrollable sexual urges. A little girl who keeps her head down all the time, who is afraid to speak, and is with someone who seems not to resemble her parent in a public place, especially in a bar, definitely a sign of a kidnapping. And the last important thing is, a guy who looks at a little girl while he's in a public place, stroking his arm rapidly under a table while he's sweating, definitely a moment of masturbation. Especially when you hear someone in the restroom stalls saying sexual arousing sentences like, "This is the way to get you ready for boys when you grow up." A total slam dunk to catch a wolf.
You mean a pedophile?
You know what I mean.
But what I don't understand is, how could he be so stupid to enter a public bar with a little girl if he knew that the whole goddamn country was after him?
Reacher turns and points at the bar window with the sign about the TV out of order.
Oh, I see. I guess he saw that sign and thought nobody would broadcast him or the girl. He was playing smart.
Playing smart indeed. But not smart at all. The police walk out of the bar with Richard Dilko cuffed and completely bruised and beaten to a pulp, with a swollen right eye all bloodied in the face. He is struggling to walk while the officers force him into the cruiser. Captain Hunter and Reacher are watching this and turn back to each other.
Jeez, you really did a number on him.
It would have been a bigger number if he did anything worse to that girl than just forcing her to touch him between his legs in the men's room. He was so damn lucky when the girl told me he didn't do anything to her before the men's room. So damn lucky. So you're gonna arrest me for saving an 11-year-old girl and getting a pedophile off the streets?
Now why would I want to do something like that? There's no justice in it. Don't worry. We'll keep you out of the press. We'll come up with some bullshit story. And that freak show will probably start with that our word against his crap, but nobody gives a shit about some pedophiles lying that story anyhow. Case closed.
Reacher smiles with satisfaction. Music to my ears, Captain. Stacy Bolton and her mother walks up to Reacher.
I just wanted to thank you for saving my daughter's life.
My pleasure, ma'am.
I just don't know what to say or do to repay you.
The only way for you to pay me back, ma'am, is to take care of that little darling.
Oh, I will. You bet. That's a promise.
Reacher turns to Stacy. Hey, little darling. How you feel?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Hey, there was nothing else for me to do. Just make sure next time you wear that red hoodie, carrying that basket in the woods, you watch your back more for those big bad wolves, and always remember that there are good lone wolves out there to protect you and prey on you when you go to sleep at night.
Okay.
Stacy walks up to Reacher. Reacher bends down and they give each other a very big tight hug. Stacy then kisses him and walks back to her mother. Reacher then turns to Stacy's mom. Take care.
1023.
You too.
Bye, little darling.
Bye.
Stacy and her mother walks back to the cruiser. Reacher turns back to Captain Hunter.
Stay out of trouble, big boy.
Hey, easy for you to say.